Lost 45 on WSGN's Top 40 playlist the week of September 30th, 1965. Juju Hand, Ring Dang Do. Remember those songs? Those obscure records by Sam and Sham and the Pharaohs? Well, coming up at number 35 now on WSGN survey, The Hair on My Chinny Chin Chin by Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. Man, I lost 45. It's a groovy record, man. His real name, it was led by Sam. His real name was Domingo Samudio or Samudio. And, back in the 60s, a lot of pop stars wore costumes, which was really cool. I think the only person nowadays who wears costumes would be Lady Gaga. But back then, lots of pop stars wore costumes. It was just part of the image, part of the act. It set the rock and roll stars apart. Paul Revere and the Raiders with their Revolutionary War outfits. The Beatles and the Stones wearing their psychedelic garb later on in the 60s, and so did the garage bands. And Sam the Sham, he wore a turban, he wore a cape, part of his act, and he hauled his own equipment. And a 1952 Packard hearse decorated with maroon velvet curtains. Man, how trippy is that? Drive one of those babies up at Woodstock, baby. 1969. The first big hit, Wooly Bully, was about Sam's cat. Sold about 3 million copies. And then the other two songs that I mentioned earlier, Juju Hand and Ring Dang Do, came after that, going into 1966. Then the Pharaohs, the original Pharaohs, quit. It's all about the dang money. Financial disputes, money. It's always about money. Sometimes creative differences, but money talks. And I can't pronounce the word. I won't even say it. It carries a big stick in the music biz. Real big stick. Pharaohs quit, but that leaving Sam to himself, but their manager, Sam's manager, Domingo Samudio's manager, he located another band. They played at a place called the Metropole Cafe, Times Square, New York City. The band was called Tony G and the Gypsies. The manager brought them in, renamed them the Pharaohs. They were the new Pharaohs, recorded Little Red Riding Hood. Went to number 2, summer 1966. Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs making a comeback. And around that same time, you may remember another fairy tale type record, The Pied Piper by Crispy and St. Peter's. Oh, what a wonderful record that was. One of my favorite songs out of the 60s. And then right after that, The Hair on My Chinny Chin Chin, or The Hair on My Chin. Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs at number 35 on WSGN survey.